Alright, listeners and viewers, my name is Wilson Omenge from Kisii One TV, and today I've met the Secretary General of the Gen Zs from Kisii County, Bivon Omari. On our section today, on the quick fire sections on Kisii One TV, we are going to talk about the ongoing registration of voters that is being carried out by the IEBC, and there has been a cry that the Gen Zs from different counties in the country have not yet taken their space to ensure that they record or they register as voters in the coming general elections. Listener and viewer, can take you back a little. The Gen Zs had a demonstration in 2025 this year that was triggered by the coming of the finance bill, and the demonstration showed that the Gen Z hold a bigger space in ensuring that we choose leaders, or in dictating the kind of leaders that might be chosen in the 2027 elections. But the figures coming out in these registration show that the Gen Zs yet have not come out in their large numbers, or to show their large numbers in their registration, something that may affect the numbers or the people needed either to dictate the coming leader. Today I'm joined with Bivon Omari, who is the Secretary General from Kisii County, and we are going to talk about the ongoing registration of voters, especially from Kisii County. Mr. Bivon,
yes.
From your analysis or from the onlook, what can you say about the ongoing registration of voters in Kisii County, especially the Gen Z?
Thank you very much for inviting me to this channel. And the IEBC have seen a very low turnout of the registration, which is currently ongoing, especially with the target that they have of 6 million young people as the new registration. But then so far, not good actually. But again, we can't say that the Gen Z alone are going to decide who is going to be the president, but already they have the influence on who is going to be the president, meaning that it may not be their votes that may count only. They've influenced their parents, they've influenced the millennials, the past generations. Therefore, it is not going to be a one-bite army by the Gen Z. No. We are seeing the bigger picture whereby they have influenced many people, actually, including our parents who previously, maybe the current government of the day had depended on their votes, but now the Gen Z have opened the eyes of the other previous generations, and that is the big point actually.
Look, from the previous elections or the other years, the name Gen Z is a new vocabulary that has come up, and maybe is an age group or an age gap that was sprouted during the 2025 anti-finance bill election, or anti-finance bill, whatever. Now, the Gen Zs have proved not once, not twice, that they will dictate, or they will majorly be amongst the people who will dictate whoever becomes a leader in the next elections. Do you think there is a problem, or do you think there is an effect with the low turnout of the Gen Zs in their registration as voters in the coming election?
You know, in one way, when you want to fight an enemy, you don't show out your strong points very early in the game. And you see, we're in 2025 on October, and the elections we're having in 2027. So you can't still say that the low turnout of the Gen Z so far is going to maybe not favor the opposition, which are highly depending on them. But again, there is enough time, and it might be one of the tactics of the young people, because they know how the politics, the trend of politics in our country very well. And the president, His Excellency William Ruto, is not a person where you should go to face on a direct battle. You have to use top tactics that are going to bring him down. So I think those allies to the Kenya Kwanza administration so far, they might be clapping, saying that the Gen Z, they are leaderless, they are voteless. So let them have something to talk about. But by the end of the day, when the right timing is coming. I think they're going to show up. And there's just a few weeks ago, I had requested if IEBC could create enough time during the weekends so that the Gen Z can go and register as voters, because these are not people who are lazy or who don't have something to do. They are engaged weekdays. Actually, they are being engaged on weekdays. So I think if IEBC could schedule on weekends so that they can register the voters, then I think we are going to have a very huge turnout.
What do you think is the main problem with the low turnout of the Gen Zs in this registration process? Do you think that the timing is bad? I understand most of the Gen Zs could be in school during the weekdays.
Yeah, true.
Or maybe the timing of IEBC or voter sensitization has not yet been done inadequate. What do you think is the main problem affecting this low turnout in the Gen Zs?
Again, you see during the 2024 and the 2025 demonstrations, we saw the young people on the streets, and many of them had lost their national IDs, and so far, if you go to renew an ID, it is 1050 shillings, 1050 shillings. And with this tough economic situation, I think it is difficult at a point to raise that amount of money. So it was my plea to the Interior Ministry and the relevant ministry to at least make sure that this time that we're heading into the national elections, we waive out you know that fee of 1050 shillings for the Gen Z to go and to do the replacements of the IDs. So if that is done, I think that is one of the way that is going to boost the huge turnout to the voter registration. And again, as I said earlier, they should also reschedule from weekdays until weekends, whereby the young people at least will get some time. But in weekdays, a huge number is in school and another number is busy in the farm. You know, the Gen Z are people who are hardworking. We are not people who just stroll in the streets doing nothing, as some of the Kenya Kwanza allies say. But again, we needed to look at that fee, which is the 1050 for the replacement of the ID.
Great. Viewer, this is Bivon Omari, the Secretary General of the Gen Z movement from Kisii County. My name is Wilson Omenge from Gusii 1 TV, and today we are talking about issues about voter registration that has been happening in the country of Kenya. As mentioned earlier, the Gen Z have not yet come out in their large numbers to ensure that they register in the voter or in the voting process that is being carried out by the IEBC, but it's a clarion call from their Secretary General from Kisii County to ensure that they come out in large numbers and to ensure that they register in the voter registration process so that they can acquire the much needed strength so that they can dictate whoever who will take the position of leadership in 2027 general election. Coming to Kisii County, as we wind up the process, or as we wind up our session today, what can you talk about the Gen Zs? What is their formation of the Gen Zs in Kisii County? Do you think the formation, or do you think the Gen Zs in Kisii County still hold a much valued strength to dictate whoever will take an MCA position, the MP position, the senator, or the county governor position in Kisii County?
Very true. Actually, this generation, I don't think there is any position in the government where they cannot be the determinants, because by the end of the day, these are not aliens who flee from space and just landed on Earth. They have got parents, they've got uncles, aunties. So by the time they get back to home in the evening, they do influence actually their parents on who they're going to vote for. And I think there is let me call it like a middleman situation, because the Gen Z of today, these are the youth of today, and actually the elders of tomorrow, and they were the children of yesterday. So they are in the middle gap where they have a lot of influence, and it is not going to be very easy for the upcoming elections actually, because from what is Gen Alpha learning from Gen Z is going to be triple. So these are a generation that you cannot underrate. And from the MCA level, let me say, maybe if the young people get out of town and go back to the rural areas, that is where they might influence the MCAs, because because most of the young people are in towns, you know, where they seek job opportunities. But during the elections, if they go back onto their homes, then I think they will influence from the low level of leadership. But as for now, I think the bigger fish is the presidential. Yeah.
Yeah, as the Secretary General of the Gen Zs or the Gen Z movement from Kisii County, what is your winding shot?
My request is just that the young people, wherever you are, let us come out in huge numbers so that we can register as voters, because that is the only weapon we have out of the 2027 general election. This disgusting leadership that we have currently, we cannot take that if we don't have the voting cards. So let us just come out in huge numbers. Let us do the registration, and as we go back into the villages, let us always be the front runners of being ambassadors of the people. Go influence your uncles, your aunties, tell them what we need actually, because where we are heading, it is a digital space now, and we need leaders who have the know-how of what is the digital skills look like. But again, just a few seconds, we are not saying that these older people than us are not important. No, because they were the youths of yesterday. So there is no age gap that is not important. But the issue is, you keep on telling us that we are the leaders of tomorrow. When is tomorrow? Come on. Our tomorrow is today, and finally 2027 we are going to bring change that has never been seen before in the country.
Thank you. Take this. Dear listener and viewer, that has been Bivon Omari, the Secretary General of the Gen Z movement from Kisii County, has been sharing with us on the Kisii One TV quick fire section about the voter registration process that is happening in the country. And according to him, few Gen Zs or few number of Gen Zs that has been realized from different counties may or may not affect the kind of leadership that is needed by Kenyans in the 2027 general elections. According to Bivon Omari, it's a clarion call to all Gen Zs from different parts of the country to come out in large numbers and ensure that they register as voters so that they gain the needed necessary strength to vote in or vote out leaders in the 2027 general elections. Closing this gap, Bivon, Kisii One TV is a rising YouTube channel. We need subscribers, we need viewers, and we need a lot of support. We are starting. We don't have much of the needed professional tools. We are struggling. What maybe can you tell your viewers or your supporters to subscribe and support this channel?
Thank you very much, because on my social media handles I have more than 50k followers, and I do reach more than 10 million people actually monthly. And so my followers from Facebook kindly come to Kisii One TV and subscribe so that we can we get this space where we express our gratitude and what we feel like should be done in the right way.
Thank you. My name is Wilson Omenge from Kisii One TV. Until next time, is goodbye. Thank you.